What's going on? Welcome back to Trading Stocks. Today we're going to talk to you about SoFi. Give you a quick overview of some of the data points, what shorts did, as well as the latest in analyst ratings. So I want to go over all the things that you need to know. But first, make sure you guys hit that thumbs up. And with that, let's get right to it. So SoFi did close in the green, 0.56%, 1522 the low, 1625 the high. So a nice strong close to the day. It did participate in that flash crash that hit a lot of stocks today, and many of them didn't actually recover from that. So just what happened with SoFi was very good, very impressive. And you also had a lot of good volume. So 51.6 million shares being traded, 45.6 is the average. And like I said, even that in among itself is abnormal because a lot of stocks had very low volume today. So it goes to show that big money was paying attention to SoFi. No actual news of substance today or any SEC filings associated to SoFi. So it was just kind of the market digesting yesterday's earnings, latest analyst ratings, and just the broader market kind of circumstances as well. Powell is coming out tomorrow, so as well, that's a lot of chatter is starting to come up about that. But it is fair to assume, like I stated, that there won't be any cut tomorrow, but what is stated afterwards, that is going to be what really moves the market. But going over shorts did increase a very small amount, 78,000 shares, 12.55% of the free floats being shorted, works out to be 133.87 million shares overall are being shorted. You see this broker once again, that is back at it, except they are lowering it a little bit more. So it is negative 0.14. Normally it is negative 0.02. So a little bit of a change for that. So someone again is trying to drum up some business. And the reason why it is now at 12.55% is because of this. So 2 times per month, NASDAQ does disclose the true amount of shares being shorted. It's always delayed. So yesterday was that report. So as of January the 15th, there was 132.61 million shares overall are being shorted, and that works out to be 12.44%. So yeah, it's kind of crazy. So between December the 31st and January the 15th, shorts did increase roughly around 3 million shares. So going back over here, so between these points, so when it was going down, shorts increased 3 million more shares than what we anticipated. So kind of interesting all in all, but I logically, especially with SoFi recovering, I would have anticipated that they actually would have returned today, but what do I know, right? So like I said, they did increase 78,000 shares. Moving over to options, 31 million in calls, 6.58 million in puts. This one stands out. So between 1245 and 1250, there was 1.3 million in options premiums. So if we kind of pull this up, look at the premiums and sort it, it looks like it was kind of a lot of different transactions. The 2 larger ones right over here were very bullish, so overall bullish, and it looks like 18 and 19 calls were purchased. So again, insinuating that there is more upside. Even in fact, if we look over here, there was a lot of $32 calls. So those are the lower dollar value ones. So if you consider, I guess, 77,000 as a premium, lower value. So my apologies. So 77,000. So yeah, a lot of big money is kind of betting that SoFi is going to be up there by it's kind of ranging. So the 1819 is February 21st, 2025. You also have January 15th, 2027 for it to be above 32. So do you guys think that is possible? I definitely do think so. I think both actually are achievable for it to be above 19 and also above 32. But again, I could be wrong. So that's what made that up. Aside from that one very bullish one, 45% of all the options being done today were bearish in nature. And of the call options that were purchased today, you see a consensus for it to be, let's just roughly around that 17, 18 for this week. And pretty much it looks like for 19 for the February 21st. So yeah, you have a lot of options activity for that. Bears on the flip side, they are anticipating for it to be sub about $14.50, $15. So definitely a lot more upside is anticipated. These are all the transactions that did occur on the secondary market above $100,000. And so majority of these transactions are kind of mixed. So you have some buying, some selling. But one thing that is really helping SoFi is algorithmic trading. So that really helped to kind of push it higher all in all. But with it closing at $16.17. It is trading between this R1 and the pivot. 1572 is going to be that kind of strong support, as well as 1473. Flip side, 1672, that'll be a next strong target to watch for tomorrow. So tomorrow is going to be a very big day, like I said, for the broader market. Especially what Powell says afterwards. I feel like it can go honestly any direction. He could try to justify and explain how they might be looking at rate hikes or potentially rate cuts, or he can just stay neutral and just say we're going to look at the data and see what that tells us. It's going to be a little bit of a Russian roulette type of scenario. And then you also have at the same time a lot of big names, so Tesla, Meta, I believe Microsoft as well. So a lot of big names are all coming out tomorrow. But these are all the latest analyst ratings. And to be funny enough, when I pulled this up prepping for this video, I saw KBW, Tim, 88% success rating, did give that sell $8 price target. So he just gave a week ago a rating, which I believe was a re-rating from like 2 weeks prior. So I don't know if this individual is looking for his like 5 seconds of fame or whatever whatever his mentality is. This is comical as hell. And this is why it does not make sense for any analyst to give ratings. I know I say this a lot, and my apologies, but it just does not make sense. And these are the experts in the market. It's complete goddamn just craziness. It just doesn't make sense. And SoFi, as far as I know a lot of the big techs get like 1 or 2 beforehand, but there was more analyst ratings giving for SoFi before their earnings than anything. To be fully honest, even looking here, it kind of erases the old ones if they give re-ratings, but I'm pretty sure there was more ratings leading into their earnings than there was just done today. So it's messed up. But regardless, 950 Goldman Sachs, Mike, 56% success rating was a hold. You had that one by KBW, buy Citi, and that's Peter, 62% success rating, $20 buy. So now officially the highest rating for SoFi, $20. Kyle, 52% success rating, 14, 16, 13. And I know I bring this up a lot as far as there being one broker out there physically paying people to short SoFi. Again, you can kind of wear a tinfoil hat and speculate, but it has to be one of these individuals or entities that has a sell rating and continuous sell rating on SoFi that is one of those brokers that's paying people. It just has to make, there's no other explanation for it, whether it be Bank of America, Morgan Stanley, for instance. I don't know. It has to be one of those. It just doesn't as well make sense, for instance, to Citi to give a good rating and then just to incentivize shorting. It just doesn't jive. So as a consensus though, 1375 is the price target, and that's just because a lot of these lower ones are kind of dragging it down. Still, oddly enough, didn't hear from David at all prior to the earnings or so far yet. So I wonder what he's waiting for. Maybe he just wants to fade off into the sun. He's done with SoFi. And so yeah, that does represent a 15% downside. Quickly going over the actual chart itself. So it did once again bounce off of that general 50-day moving average. And so again, that's kind of a good thing overall. Yesterday's volatility, it did reset SoFi's kind of stochastic RSI a little bit, so it's not really considered overbought anymore, somewhat under the neutral territory. Not oversold yet, but it is neutral. But yeah, honestly, it is below the ALMA, but many stocks are. And the fact that it actually did hold that 50-day moving average, a lot of stocks can't really say the same. A lot of stocks did break down fully today. On the technicals, SoFi actually did hold up, and that's just because of all the big money physically buying it today. So let me know your viewpoint on SoFi. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up. Were you like myself? Did you buy the dip today? I didn't buy the exact bottom. It would have been nice. So I guess starting off, give yourself a shout out if you bought anywhere close to the bottom of 1522, I think that was. I did buy in at 1545. Regrettably, not all that much. I wish I would have bought a lot more. But yeah, whatever, you win some, you lose some. I wish I would have, doubled the hell down and went crazy. But I think during this time period, it was nobody really understood what the hell was happening. It was just mass panic. So I didn't really do all that much. So let me know your viewpoint. Give yourself a shout out if you did buy. One final thing, pop over to my Patreon. I give buy signals on stocks, options, and crypto, many of them absolute bangers, so definitely worthwhile to pop over there. Link in the description below and also the comments. With all that, appreciate all of you watching.